Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Command Wolf Gaming. I'm CWG, and welcome to Cash Cleaning Simulator. well, maybe. Okay, so I'm doing this episode to provide those who are interested an update on what's going on with the game. I know a number of you might have already completed the game, and maybe you play every once in a while, or you just kind of moved on with your life. I kind of agree with you. I kind of play this game now just to kind of like relax. It's not really a huge concern that I do the main mission. I must have had that inflation sequence on my screen here for about a good portion of time since I started the game, pretty much. Because I'm not too worried about it. Anyway, so I am providing you guys with an update in regards to what has been going on. Now, this is not going to be a cosmetic coverage. This is going to be a sorting and, a machine, a tool coverage, a supply coverage. Because that's what really matters in a game that's really about automation. Even though the devs really are more about cosmetic stuff, at least from what I could see, especially for those who actually bought the DLC with all the fancy markers and stuff. So, anyway, first thing I'm going to cover is that they actually added this lovely device here. Now, this is just a simple poster. I honestly don't care to have this. I feel like it's in a weird spot too. But I guess when you're starting out the game, right, and then you start encountering like weird marked bills and everything like that, you kind of want to know what they are, especially if you do get a mission early on and you need to know that the police is a giant X, the FDI is an eyeball, the gangs are the various markers, which honestly I think that's kind of like overplayed, even though we are dealing with dollar, euro, and yen. I think that's kind of like a little stupid. Just combine them into one and just call it gang, right? Because then we're not getting specific missions asking for Yakuza or Mafia or Cartel. We're just getting gang marked bills, at least from what I can tell on my side. Anyway, so that is actually an update that you can do. You can fill them out with your own bills as you go along when you discover them. The same thing like you do with the bills over here on this poster here. Now, before we actually continue on with this, I do want to say if you guys do want to see some more content, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification button because I do live streams every Monday and Friday. And yeah, so if you do want to catch those, you got to make sure to hit that bell notification button. And if you find yourself coming back on a regular, it's great to be notified on when I'm updating the channel for you guys. And if you do want some more exclusive stuff, which I do on my Wednesday night live streams, which will go to Rumble and Twitch specifically, then you got to make sure to follow me on Rumble. And just so you know, the Rumble channel does get these videos a week ahead of time before they do on YouTube, and they are often enough less censored. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So that is so that marked bill poster is kind of the same thing like this. You fill it out and it just kind of sits there. In fact, I do actually got some more bills here that have some cool designs on them. I just can't do anything with, so it's just like they sit there because they don't count as money. They don't count as money. So I could throw it into the giant piggy bank, but I don't. Anywho, so the other thing that has been updated is actually for the large counter. In fact, if you go into your black market, now instead of just having the one large counter or the two large counters that you have the regular dollars and euros, you also can get the yen for the same price of 2,500 crypto. I honestly don't feel like this is a as needed object. I purchased it just to kind of show you guys. And the reason why I don't think we need this right out of the gate is just for the simple fact that by the time we are encountering yen, we are not we don't even have to do that mission. Reason being is because we can go to our task tracker and we can select a different task. For instance, I got this one, the Hand of Law. I need this amount of money. I can go down here and be like, oh, I want to do this one instead. Or if I wanted a different bill, I can go to euros. You know, I got other options other than doing yen, and I can save up for when I need to get the bigger counters, which are these are the extra large ones. So it's kind of a waste of money. So, but I guess if for an early game thing, it might be nice to have, especially if you really want to complete those yen missions. Now, what I really want to get into is actually right over here, these lovely devices here. Now, for this, right, we got all those marked bills. This automatically sources those bills. That's right. So basically, if I take, these are all marked bills. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If I take this marked bill batch and I take a bunch of regular bills, throw them in here like so, I pick them up, throw them into the machine like so, and hit start, it will automatically pull out the marked bills and leave out the unmarked bills. It pushes that stuff out, which is fantastic because then we don't have to physically sit there and sort it out. So basically, the last video that I did on sorting and unsorting marked bills is now overridden by this simple system here. So that way, we don't have to sit there for an additional 10 to 20 minutes doing marked and unmarked bills. And the best thing about this is that, like the other sorting machines where you can set them to the various settings, you can do the same thing here. In fact, as you can see here, this is unknown. I'm actually looking for unknown bills. I do have a mission sitting on here. It's been sitting for a while. I need 15 unknown marked bills, right? But if we can switch it to FDI, we can switch it to police, we can switch it to gangs, and again, back to unknown. And then it will sort out those necessary bills to what you're looking for. Why is this over here? Why? Which is a fantastic addition to have to the game, which I really, really did kind of want in the very beginning. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't have something in the very beginning, or they didn't implement on these machines. As everyone should know, is that on these sorting machines, this large and the XL, these sort out not only the regular bills, like for instance, this is set to yen. Yeah, this is set to yen. We can set it to yen, euro, or dollar, but it takes out the lovely little bills that are called forgeries. So I'm surprised they didn't just implement it into this machine and instead they added a new machine. I guess that's nice, again, for an early game type of deal. We can go into the black market under tools and we can pick it up for 1,300 credits. I think it's around the same time as the... maybe not the same exact time, probably a little later. We can get the large one, money counter large. I'm not too sure. I'm in such a late game that I do apologize without having to like restart the whole entire game. But yeah, that's what's happening here so far. Anyway, so basically we take our large grouping of cash. We throw it onto these machines, we hit start, and it sorts out all the marked and unmarked bills. Fantastic. Now, this is something that I actually wanted, and a bunch of people complained about. I did want the sorting machines for the marked and unmarked bills, but this is actually something that is fantastically implemented. In fact, you can get your first one over here when you unlock this balcony area, and it's right up here. And they balanced it nicely for those who are starting and for those who are kind of in mid to late game. Reason being, in order to run this machine is you are going to need coins for it. Now, it does give you a complimentary amount of coins that in the machine, so you can actually do a couple loads in it. But I got so many coins sending them out, I just kind of like jammed a bunch in there. This is the one I was using for this stuff, but yeah. So what this machine does is actually it's a large washing machine. Now, when you open up this section, you get two of the small ones and the one big one, this one big one, which is Good, which is great because then you can actually start using this machine for basic laundry as well. However, you can actually set this to ink cleaning. You can set this for marks removal, and also you can set it for goo, which is something that they added to the game. In fact, I got my first goo batch the other night in these lovely things right here. In fact, these are like brand new containers, which is actually pretty cool. It's a giant drum. I just like the design of it. That's why I kind of have them sitting here, just for kind of like design purposes. I'm not one for aesthetics until I get like everything started sorted and like working cleanly. But yeah, those are kind of nice. I'll keep them around for now, unless I'm gonna need them for a mission. Then I'll just use them. But so let me tell you how this machine works. So basically, you throw the stuff in, close it up, and you hit the big red button, which will run it. But you can also put detergent in here, which is a requirement for the ink, the marked, and the goo system. Basically, you buy a detergent container, which looks like a gallon container, and you pour it into the machine, and you get 5 fills out of it. Basically, you can get 5 runs out of the machine, and then you can basically, it takes 120 seconds, which is about 2 minutes for it to run. So basically, if we open up this machine, I am actually going to take some bills out of here because why the heck not? Throw them into the machine, and we can close that up, right? And run this machine, and it'll run for 60 seconds. And while we're waiting for that to run, I do want to reiterate, if you guys are coming back to the channel often enough, make sure to follow me here on Command Wolf Gaming by hitting the big red subscribe button down below and hitting the bell notification button to be notified on when I'm updating the channel, because I'll be updating the channel often enough, and also doing some live streams. Like for instance, on Monday and Friday night I do live streams. For instance, the other night I played Helldivers 2. I played Battlefield 6, the open beta when that was out, actually a couple nights in a row. And also you can find some more exclusive stuff on Rumble and Twitch every Wednesday night stream. And again, on Rumble, we do less censored videos, content, and also you'll get videos a week ahead of time. All right, so now that the machine has done washing, now you would say, oh, now you got to take it out and you got to move it over there. Now, if you have a lot of bills in here, this is actually something that I hated to do with these machines. In fact, I often I hated doing it. I usually try to do like smaller loads, right? But when you get those wrapped bills, right, they tend to just really jam pack the load. But this is fantastic because you can just hit that magic eject button and it dumps all your bills out, so you can just pick them up. In fact, I found that if you pick them up, you can actually extend out, go like that, and grab the rest of them. Then you can take it, move it over into the dryer, close the dryer, and hit it done. And that is absolutely, this is a fantastic addition to the team, to the, system. Now, the great thing is it gives us a chance to use our piggy bank. I must have had like 40 over there. I'm not kidding you. This is my personal save, right? I must have had 40 piggy banks, and I was at the point of just throwing out the coins because I was like, I have no use for them. Now, if you want to use the coins from the piggy bank, you just got to poke them, throw the coins on the ground, throw the piggy bank away, and then you can just load it up into the machine. Technically, this is a great storage device for this, right? Because you can just throw all the coins in the machine, and then you can come back for them later. In fact, you just got to hit that, and then they'll basically line up at that hole, and you just got to take the amount of coins you need for the mission, which I honestly haven't gotten that many coin-related missions. It's not very often where we get a coin-related mission, which is unfortunate. Now, the one big downside is that this machine counts each coin as an individual credit. So even if you're dealing with a 25-cent piece, a dollar piece, or even a 10-cent piece, it doesn't matter. It's counting it as one credit to use, but it's a great way to get rid of your coins or even have them kind of like stacked up in one area with an infinite storage system. Sorry, it's very noisy because that is sorting. I'm kind of doing multiple things at once. Anyway, that is all I'm going to cover. If you do want to see some more cosmetic stuff, I really don't do cosmetic stuff again until like I'm really like done with the game and like I have like a full completed system. I feel like there is a lot more that still has to be added to the game, and there's stuff in here that I know I'm not really going to use. And it's just yeah, so no cosmetics for me, guys. No cosmetics. I don't do cosmetics, unfortunately. So if you're looking for a cosmetic update, unfortunately, I'm not the YouTuber for you. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in today here on Command Wolf Gaming. Hope you guys enjoyed the footage. Did you guys know about 10% of you are actually subscribed to the channel? That's right, about 10% of you are actually subscribed to the channel, so make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification button to be notified on when I'm updating the channel, because I'll be trying to update the channel as often as possible. Did you guys know the holiday season is right around the corner? That's right, it's right around the corner. We're looking at September right now, and we are soon heading into November and December. So if you want a personalized gift, you make sure to check out my Etsy store. That's right, I do have an Etsy store. In my Etsy store, I got so many different things that you can get personalized for you, your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your enemies, your dogs, your cats, your pets, or whatever. And the great thing about that, you can select what you want to get personalized. Where you can do coasters, keychains, wallets, ornaments, lighters, wallets. Did I say wallets twice? Whatever. You can get a whole bunch of things personalized, and I'll get it shipped right out before the holiday season, so you have it ready to go. And also, make sure to take a look at my merchandise store. I have a regular merchandise store. In my merchandise store, I have long sleeve shirts, short sleeve shirts, baseball caps, and beanies. Everything is super comfortable. I don't put anything up in that store unless I find it comfortable myself. In fact, I think I'm going to be shutting down the store at the end of this holiday season because, well, I really don't think anybody has really been buying anything from that. But yeah, this holiday season might be the last time you're going to be able to pick up a exclusive Command Wolf Gaming merchandise that has either the Halloween or the Christmas special merch. So if you do want to catch that, make sure to catch that this holiday season before the store is completely closed. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in today here on Command Wolf Gaming. As always, like, subscribe, and share, spread the love, and hope to see you next time here on Command Wolf Gaming. Bye-bye now!